The Catalan Dragons are always tough to beat on home soil. Only Leeds Rhinos have won in Perpignan this season so far, but Hull Kingston Rovers have the chance to claim an important win and boost their top 8 standing when they face an injury-hit Dragon side at the Stade Gilbert Brutus. Let's just have a look at the results so far in round 12 in the first Utility Super League. On Thursday, Wigan overcame how the table stands. Leeds remain on top, but their lead is trimmed by 2 points by St Helens. Wigan third, Huddersfield up to 4th, Warrington Movers as well up to 5th, Salford down to 6th, and Castleford Tigers stay in 7th. Hull Kingston Rovers going into this game against the Catalan Dragons in 8th place in the table. Then it's Widnes, the Dragons in 10th, when a lot of people thought they'd be at the other end of the table. Hull and Wakefield making up the standings in Super Leagues. Still to come after this one, there'll be one game on Sunday. Thrift comes in on the wing. Todd Carney returns to partner not Scott Giroux, but Thomas Bosk. It's still a strong-looking Catalan pack. Olivia Ellimer, Ian Henderson, Remy Casti, the captain, Zeb Tea, Elliot Whitehead and Jason Buteri at loose forward. And then on the bench for the Catalan Dragons, Eloy Pelissier, Benjamin Garcia, Julien Busquet in a second appearance for the club for Gadwin Springer. And the coach with 1 or 2 problems, Laurent Fraisenou. Well, Rovers give a debut to their new signing, Dane Tilse, who's had just 2 training sessions with his teammates. Maurice Blair and James Green are back, but Rovers are missing Allgood, Donaldson, Lunt, Goulding and Salter. Kieran Dixon is at full-back. Ben Cockayne, Maurice Blair in the centres alongside Ken Seo. Josh Mantellato on the other wing. Halves Terry Campese and Albert Kelly. And then in the forwards for Hull Kingston Rovers, Adam Walker, John Budebza, Dane Tilse, another Frenchman, Kevin Leroyer, Graham Horn and Tyrone McCarthy. And on the bench, Greg Burke, James Green returns, and the youngsters Aaron Ollett and Sonny Esselmont. The coach is Chris Chester. So Catalan with problems. They're going to need, well, they usually get, Terry, a big effort from their forwards, and in particular from their loose forward.
Yeah, Jason Buteri, I think he's absolutely quality. He was one of the better performers last week when they played against Huddersfield Giants. He plays middle unit. He's very direct. He's very compact. Whether he's got the ball, he's difficult to put to ground. But also he's hungry for the ball. He gets underneath some of the bigger players that he's up against. And although he's packing down at loose forward, he'll be playing the game like a prop. And he was the only player to make over 100 metres. So as I say, compact, but very direct. When he gets the ball, he's just going forward. Always looks for support, always looks to play the ball quickly, and a very good play for Laurent Fraisenou.
Yeah, don't appear to have too many problems in the forwards, Catalan. It's in the 3 quarters that they might have issues, and one man who might capitalise on that is a guy who got 30 points against the Bradford Bulls in the Cup last week. He turned 28 last Tuesday. You've picked him out, Barry. Josh Mantellato.
I think he's been one of the star performers for Hull KR in what's been a year of overseas imports coming over and making a huge impression. Josh Mantellato signed at the Newcastle Knights in 2011, and in 4 years only played 2 games, 2 first-team, first-grade appearances for the man that's kicked 35 goals and scored 3 tries. He's got a good appetite, looks and hunts for the ball, and has plenty of skill and can score a try. This has become an art in modern-day rugby league.
So there are the sides waiting in the tunnel at the Stade Gilbert Brutus, and Gadwin Springer there. A big game for him. Just 22 years of age. Fouad Yaha, 18 years of age. And those senior players like Remy Casti, Olivia Ellimer behind him. Well, a lot on their shoulders at the moment. Catalan Dragons, as we said on Boots and All in midweek, a lot of people were tipping them for a top 4 finish. Here they are in the bottom 4, and it's Hull Kingston Rovers who are possibly defying expectations, not defying expectations in East Hull. And as Barry was saying, these overseas signings really working for them. But Dane Tilse, well, what a week it's been for him. He signed for Hull, for Hull Kingston Rovers. He hasn't actually been to Hull yet. He came into Manchester, stayed in the hotel in Manchester, waited for the rest of the team to catch up with him, got on a plane, having arrived from Australia, flew to Barcelona, had a night in Barcelona, and now he's in Perpignan. So he really doesn't know where he is at the moment, but he's in at the deep end, and a very experienced player as well. packing down for this Hull Kingston Rovers side, and you won't miss him. Well, you can't miss him. There he is, 6'6", standing alongside Tyrone McCarthy, and Albert Kelly alongside him as well. So if it's going to be a pack battle, then they've got a very seasoned campaigner in there in Dane Tilse. But this Hull Kingston Rovers side should be in confident mood. They've won 4 of their previous 5 matches, 3 of those in Super League, overcame that solid resistance from the Bradford Bulls in the Cup last week. So there's no shortage of confidence. But what will Todd Carney bring to this Catalan Dragons side? How they have missed him.
Yeah, they have, Bill, and the return of Escaré and Carney will give them attacking options. I think that most players within that Catalan side will be looking for him to inspire them and be that influential player that he is. But you talk about Hull KR, the pitch is perfect, the conditions are perfect, they score an average of 23 points. The team that goes on to win this game will have to do the other part of the job well, and that's defend, because both of these sides can score points. Jason Bateri, we've already talked about, mentioning how good he is, but this could be a very good contest with a lot of points, Bill.
Well, it was when they met earlier in the season. Catalan thought they had the game in the bag. They were winning 20 points to 4. They ended up losing 50 points to 20. So if we get that sort of game, then, well, we will get plenty of points. The restart, and Catalan very nearly, Todd Carney, in fact, very nearly gift possession back to Rovers. Casual. And they can't afford to be that way inclined. Tilse involved right from the word go. Over 200 appearances for Canberra Raiders.
Well, he's got a simple job description, hasn't he? And this, even though he's only met up with his new teammates a couple of days ago, run hard, hit hard, and make sure that you go out there and just play with plenty of energy.
Zebtea playing in the second row, as usual. Well, centres, second row, versatile, ever present. And the kick, first of the game, turns Kieran Dixon round. Richard Silverwood, the referee in Perpignan for this one, on a day that has threatened rain by all accounts. Grey skies overhead, the lights on at the Stade Gilbert Brutus, and there is the possibility of rain during the game.
Temperature 20 degrees as well, Bill, so the big fellas will need to respect possession. I'm sure Chris Chester will say, in conditions like this, especially if the rain begins, respect possession, play out your sets of 6, and make sure when you have the ball, you use it, and when you don't have it, you're putting the effort into the defensive qualities.
Bradfordians Adam Walker and Elliot Whitehead going head-to-head there. Whitehead with the tackle on the Hull Kingston Rovers front row. The kick hoisted downfield, but comfortable for Morgan Escaré to take, and then he runs into fellow Frenchman Kevin Leroyer, who makes the tackle. Leroyer on long-term loan from the Catalan Dragons.
Well, he was under pressure, Campese, to kick that ball then.
Here is Fouad Yaha. Now you have glimpsed this young man in action, Barry, albeit briefly.
He reminded me of a young Gerald Cordell. He come and spent some time at Leeds Rhinos in the academy. Very strong runner, very energetic, enthusiastic, and he's got a big job today. He's against Ben Cockayne, who himself has plenty of experience, but he's a big man. There's a high shot on Remy Casti.
It was Adam Walker, I think.
Yeah, it was high as well. It didn't look to do too much damage. Remy Casti stands up, shakes his head. It's definitely high.
Well, that's that when Todd Carney's going across the line. You can see that Adam Walker, he's looking at Todd Carney, then all of a sudden he realises that there's a ball coming back inside. Swings out his arm, and it's a high shot on Casti. Ball bounces straight back up. The French international.
Richard Silverwood just asking the Catalan players just to keep calm. He'll deal with the problem. The first penalty of the game goes in favour of the Catalan Dragons. Really need a win here to get themselves heading in the right direction as far as the table goes. They don't want to be down there in the bottom 4 when the cup comes. And they're on the attack now with Carney. Ball back on the inside, and Casti, the legs driving, taking him closer to that Rovers line, making good progress there.
It's a strong run, that, Bill.
Henderson back to Olivier Elmer. Elmer's short ball finds Jason Buteri, but it's good defence from Rovers on their own try line. First challenge for them to withstand. Catalan go wide. Short ball from Carney. Zebter is there. He's looking to get the pass away. Budebza makes the tackle. 4 tackles gone. In the middle of the field with Olivier Elmer, but again it's good defence from these Rovers players. Again right on their goal line. Henderson on the last. Little kick from Carney. Oh, and Fouad Yaha climbed for it against Ben Cockayne, and neither of them really got anywhere near it.
Well, Ben Cockayne does very well there. He goes back and then he comes onto the ball knowing that Yaha is going to be putting pressure on him. Just have a little look at this kick from Todd Carney. It lands just in the field of play. That's exactly where you want to be kicking the ball.
Todd Carney out for 5 games with his rib problem. In fact, he's only played 2.5 games so far for this Catalan Dragons side. They still haven't, well, they've had him alongside Scott Giroud. That is their dream ticket, really. But that has happened only 2.5 times.
Yeah, and then the 2 games when he managed to last the full duration, they scored 78 points in those games. So it shows that when they do play together, they can create opportunities for the people around them.
So Rovers survive that. Oh, and Tils has dropped that one. Catalan will have it back. Free play for them. Flinging it around Elmer. It's with Carney. Shapes to chip. Pops it over the top. And it's been picked up by Mantellato, so Richard Silverwood will bring him back somewhere further back. Stuart.
Yeah, it's about 20 metres further upfield, I think. He was giving him every opportunity to take some advantage of it, but none forthcoming, I'm afraid.
But there's some bonuses have been a big fella like Dane Tills, but when you're that big as well, you can hit under the ball. Todd Carney shaping to kick, looks to get the ball away, doesn't go into the Catalan player's hand, so obviously it goes back to the first mistake.
The head and feed for the Catalan Dragons. Damien Cardas, used to seeing him on the wing, but operating in the centres for the Dragons. Here is...
That looked a nasty tackle there, a bit of pressure on the back of the neck.
Nothing spotted by referee Richard Silverwood. Ball popped over the top and it reaches Fouad Yaha. Good defence again by Ben Cockayne on that occasion. Zebtea drifting across the field, looking for some way through. Oh, grasp firmly in his left hand. Still is as he gets to his feet. Short pass. Henderson claiming the try. The referee, Richard Silverwood, says that they're short of the line. Jason Buteri it is who's claimed the try. But now he's gone to the video ref to see whether he has actually reached the whitewash.
Ian Henderson did a good job then, didn't he?
Well, he felt fairly confident that the ball got across the line. Richard Silverwood not so much so. I think, well, the ball's on the line at that point.
Is it double movement?
There's no double movement here, is there?
Well, I think the momentum just takes him over. I don't think there's any chance he can propel himself forward from there. And again, you know, double movements, we should be looking at them in normal speed so that we can get an impression of what actually happened. Slow motion doesn't give us a true picture.
Well, he's short, first of all, but does Graham Horn drag him over the line?
Right. I think it's...
And that's why it's important to see this at normal speed so we can see what actually happens. The slow motion doesn't help this decision at all. You know, so I think he looks short there, but the ball does end up on the line. And we have to remember as well, see, the ball is on the line there. The referee is given no try, so both video referees have to be certain. Now, for me, the ball's on the line. We need to see this at normal speed.
Referee still awaiting the decision. And by the look of things, the try is going to be awarded. Just that momentary pause, and then Jason Buteri is awarded the first try of this game. And you picked him out before the game. How very, very astute.
He's just one of those quality players that you want to play with, because his never say die attitude. Look, he plays against people a lot bigger than him. He starts on the outside of Albert Kelly, and if there is a weakness in Albert Kelly's game, it's his defence. With him and Campese missing more tackles than most halfbacks within the competition, but they get up, they've only got eyes for Henderson, And when he loses, when he's looking at Henderson, he takes his focus off Bateri. And when he's running that hard and that close to the line, he's going to be very difficult to stop.
First try of the season for the French international. And Catalan, good pressure, paying off. And eventually Thierry Alibert and Robert Hicks, the video refs, awarding that try. And Thomas Bosch will have the opportunity to add 2 more points. Must be an anxious Catalan side in some respects, because they've not performed as people expected. They're in the bottom part of the table, and they've got a tricky run coming up after this as the kick sails over. German hard to please there in the middle. Bernard Guasch, it's early days for him. Smiles around him, smiles from Thomas Bosch, but Catalan 6-0 up at Stade Gilbert Brutus.
Jason Bateri gets the try, but it's Ian Henderson. He's been one of the most consistent performers in this Catalan Dragons side. He's the most competitive player, I think, probably in Super League. As soon as that ball gets near the line, he's pleading with the referee, Richard Silverwood, to take a look.
Escaré just manages to claim that kick in the field of play, and Olivier Elmer then takes it forward. Now here is Casti. Oh, Casti was looking to offload, and that's a crazy move, and it'll give Rovers possession.
The strong carries then, first of all, from Olivier Elmer and then Remy Casti. Because he wins that collision, that's when he gets his arm free, and he just can't resist trying to offload this ball. There's 3 men in attendance.
I thought it was a strange decision to go back virtually into the same place. It was a short drop-off play. Maybe they were targeting specific Hull KR defenders, but I'm not sure whether they might have been better advised to go a little bit more towards a central field position.
What a great opportunity then for Rovers immediately from the restart, having conceded that try to the Dragons. The Dragons then very kindly give them possession about 20 metres out. And an opportunity for them to strike back. It's Tills now, seeing plenty of the ball, plenty of action in his first appearance for the Robins. And they go wide now. It's with Ben Cockayne, but his opposite number, this youngster, Fouad Yaha, brings him to the ground. Kelly, here is Tyrone McCarthy, strong challenge on McCarthy. 4 tackles gone. Good hands this time, Campese. Oh, and then it squirts away from Kieran Dixon, and it's picked up by Cardas.
Well, that was good pressure from Catalan Dragons. Tills, the front rower, finding his former Canberra teammate Campese, who then rushed a pass to Dixon, and then there's a penalty ensuing for offside. Hull KR unable to get back on side. All good signs for the Dragons. Here we see good defensive pressure coming from the inside from Thomas Bosch. Cardas picks up the ball, and a good period for the Dragons.
Richard Silverwood gave them plenty of warning before he awarded that penalty, and I think they're going to get back-to-back penalties, Stuart.
Yeah, just a bit of pressure applied by the Dragons. They're struggling, Hull KR struggling to get back, and Richard Silverwood making sure that they do come back.
Has he not just lost that, Stuart?
But it sort of came out, there's a lot of hands around the ball, and I think Richard Silverwood's seen those hands around the ball.
Back-to-back penalties for the Catalan Dragons there. This is threatening for Hull Kingston Rovers. As Elmer struggles to get to his feet. Henderson. Bateri was the link man there. With Matthias Pala now playing in the centres. No Willy Tonga, the latest player to pull out of this Catalan side on the day of the game. Duro and Anderson failing fitness tests, and then Willy Tonga suffering some sort of eye infection, I think, unable to play. But it's Catalan coming forward. Whitehead couldn't take the pass, and Kieran Dixon will pick it up for this Hull Kingston Rovers side and scamper upfield.
Well, isn't that the danger of Todd Carney? When he goes at the line, he can fire that pass. It hits him perfectly well, but was it just too tough to carry? And there we go. Normally when you make a mistake, you can see there's the ball from Carney looking at setting Elliot Whitehead free.
Probably just a bit too much weight on it, weren't there, Tez? I know he wanted to find the target, but Elliot Whitehead unable to catch that ball. Two great fullbacks on shore today in Kieran Dixon and Morgan Escare. Very similar in how they run the ball. Both of them almost like a younger and modern day version of Jason Robinson, the way that they challenge defenders and really do gain those metres for their respective teams.
Until all 6'6" of him playing the ball. Here's Maurice Blair, and Blair has got away, and Blair will go all the way, and Rovers hit back, and Maurice Blair gets his first try of the season. He's missed the last 2 games, and what a boost it is. And look at all the Rovers supporters there. Great turnout for them in Perpignan. They've enjoyed this.
Well, they'll enjoy this, but I'm sure they'll admit that there wasn't too much finesse in it. Yes, Maurice Blair had some footwork, but 2 players in attendance, some poor one-on-one misses by some very good players. And Maurice Blair has beat 4 players relatively easy. Thomas Bosch, Damien Cardass, Elliot Whitehead, and then lastly Morgan Escare. That defence, I'm sorry, that's not good enough in your own 20-metre zone, and I'm sure Lauren Fraser-New will be saying something similar.
This is where we said the injuries could hurt Catalan Dragons in the 3 quarters, and with Damien Cardass and Matthias Palla occupying those centre roles, that's not what Lauren Fraser-New had in mind as he built up to this game. And Josh Mantellato has been a real success, the Italian international. 35 goals kicked, as you can see, from 47 attempts. He got 30 points against the Bradford Boars with 4 tries and 7 goals last week, so he really is in great form. Actually starting from the terracing to launch this one, and he's launched it successfully, and those Rover supporters at that end of the ground saluting their side for the way they've come back.
Well, Maurice Blair, he's playing centre today, he's played stand-up, he's played back row. That's poor defence from Thomas Bosch. He had a nightmare last week against Huddersfield, missing 9 tackles, and I'm sure a lot of the talk would have been about that. If you get to the edges, stay on the edges, and in that man in particular, the number 14 for Catalan, just keep the pressure on him.
6 points apiece then in southwest France.
Up now, get square, hold 10, hold, go, 1.
Hull KR having beaten Catalan Dragons convincingly earlier in the season, looking to achieve a double.
Wait for the foot on ball, wait, go, 2.
Campese, Dixon.
3, up now.
There is confidence in this Rover side as well. There should be after the run they've been on as Blair plays the ball. Campese finds Tyrone McCarthy. Been a good move from McCarthy to East Hull. Campese.
5, square, back 10.
That's the 5th tackle. And Albert Kelly drills that one downfield, and Fouad Yaha will have to bring that one back.
Wasn't that a good kick and a good chase? The same man who kicked it, he was there putting pressure on Yaha. And this is where Hull KR have been impressive over the last 5 weeks. Getting on the back of those kicks from Campese and Kelly, and then they're chasing very hard there. This is where they win the game.
Listen to that. You can hear the support from the Rover supporters. Really vocal. Enjoying themselves in Perpignan, no doubt. Here's the Dragons try scorer, Jason Batteri. He's claimed his first Super League try for 2 years with that score. First since March 2013 when he crossed against the Wakefield Wildcats. So something for him to celebrate.
Bill, that was good kick pressure from Hull KR. That's the reason that Ben Kane caught the ball on the full. And in this next carry now, it looks like they'll reach the halfway point. That's the reward of a good defensive effort and some kick pressure.
And Sio plays the ball. There's Graham Horn. Ever present for the Robins so far this season, Graham Horn. Kelly now, Campese, Leroyer. takes the tackle from his former colleague Damien Cardas. Maurice Blair, Walker it was, I beg your pardon. Here is Maurice Blair. This time he is tackled, and I think Bosk was involved with the tackle on the last, and Kelly kicks cross field. That's going to go all the way and out of play. Yaha, there he is, 18 years of age.
Well, that was a good take from the youngster, wasn't it, under pressure?
Oh, he's not short of confidence, Tez. As I say, reminds me very much of the Bradford winger, Bradford and Wales winger, Gerald Cordill. Viewers who can remember the 80s and the 90s will remember the strong running winger. Well, Fouad Yaha has the strength, the power, and he can score a try, let me tell you.
Carney takes the tackle. And still going, still weaving his way, and Henderson now. And Henderson celebrated his 32nd birthday just a couple of days ago, last Thursday. Garcia is on the field. That was him driving the ball forward. He'll bring a very direct approach. His Bosk.
Last tackle.
Bosk gets the pass away on the last, but only reaches Maurice Blair.
That was a poor decision from Ian Henderson. He should have resisted the temptation to get out. He throws that ball to Thomas Bosch in an impossible position. He then flings it, and Hull KR gather possession.
Kelly with a little break. Tackled by Zebtea. Campese now. Kencio. They have had great success with their overseas signings, haven't they? Kencio's been a hit. Josh Mantellato, Terry Campese.
They've all been very good. They've sort of got a license to play it. Throw that ball around, Campese and Kelly in particular. And this man came in on, was it on the Hull derby? Got man of the match in that game and not looked back since.
Rovers get the penalty. Catalan accused of just trying to cling on there.
It's not allowing him any space to play the ball. He just stays in tight to him there and wins the penalty for him.
Why wouldn't you with a kicker the likes of Josh Mantellato?
I think because a better course of action might have been to keep hold of the ball, apply some pressure, make the most of possession. I don't know. Terry Campese had no hesitation, just pointed directly at the sticks. And you're right, it's a simple 2 points.
He's got a 76% success rate when he kicks the ball, but down this end of the park with all the threats and all the danger men that they've got, I thought they may would have run that.
Well, there he is, on target again. 2 more points, and to the delight of those Robin supporters, their side go into an 8-6 lead.
It's a lovely kicking action. He has a real swing on it when he kicks it. Those Robin fans, that kick came directly towards them, but they've been good when they've been coming away. Coaches and players will turn this part of the pitch for Hull KR. This is their yardage. They've been very good in yardage, taking simple carries, running hard, hitting the floor, playing the ball quick. Relatively low percentage in terms of risk.
Walker plays the ball. Greg Burke on the fields. Catalan, well, they've had the one threat really when Jason Viteri got over, but since then it's been the Rovers who've dominated this game. Terry Campese, after a bit of a mazy run, plays the ball. Here is Leroyer, try scorer against the Bradford Bulls last week, and Kelly hoists that one, but he got right underneath it, didn't actually go that far forward. Still on the last, and he gets the ball back. Puts a better kick this time.
Well, the second kick was better. Oh, the chase from Kelly, high shot though. everything leading up to that kick, that set of 6 with the ball in hand, it was very good. Campese running the ball.
It's good footwork this, Tez. Watch. He changes from one lane into another.
Well,
This is flat-footed.
This is what Campese's like.
Yeah, the break.
Gets the ball, runs at the line. He's got options inside and outside.
Penalty count is 4-2 in favour of Catalans at the minute.
Garcia, former Avignon player. Carney takes the tackle. Coming up next Thursday, we'll see the Huddersfield Giants in action against the Leeds Rhinos. Always a good one. Oh, Kelly snaffled that one, and he's away again. We've seen him do this before. And Kelly, will he get? Oh, has he dropped the ball? Was that great work from Morgan Escaray to deny him?
I think he's dropped it, Bill.
Yeah.
Elliot Whitehead's first there to just enforce the points. Richard Silverwood says no try. I think Escaray has got the Catalan Dragons out of a hole there.
Well, it certainly looked like he lost the ball live. Well, it's short. He's lost the ball forward. I think some of the Catalan players complaining that Kelly wasn't square to play the ball, but the referee hasn't asked for that, which could have resulted in a penalty further upfield. But he's certainly lost the ball short of the line.
That's sensational work, that. Morgan Escaray had every right to not do his job, but he just does enough, pulls him down short, and does enough to dislodge the ball.
Well, we saw Albert Kelly get 2 length of the field tries against St Helens on Sky in March. Very nearly got another one there. It wasn't length of the field, but it was a fair old distance. But Morgan Escaray has denied him, and no wonder he gets the plaudits of his teammates.
Well, he's not scored so many this year, Morgan Escaray. Last year, he scored 27 tries in 18 games, but he just prevented one there. It's all about anticipation here for Albert Kelly. He gets the ball, and he thinks that he's going to be scoring this. He's aware of where Morgan Escaray is. He tries to fend him off with his left arm, and he just can't do that. Good play, Morgan Escaray.
Let off for the Catalan Dragons then.
Step back, hold.
The opportunity was there. Where were we? Huddersfield against Leeds, Thursday, 7:30, Sky Sports 2. The Wounded Rhinos against the upwardly mobile Giants. And Hull Kingston Rovers will see them in action again next Friday. Another tough trip for them against Wigan Warriors, 7:30, Sky Sports 3 next Friday. That ball goes behind Thomas Bosk, and it's picked up by Damien Cardas. Oh, and that's dropped. It's a free play. He lost control of it.
It was a loose carry, and I think it was Kevin Leroy who comes over the top, hits the arm or hits the ball, he loses it. But that passage of play from Catalan reminds me of last week. A lot of the passes were hitting the ground. It wasn't so fluent that the coach, Losden Fraser, knew would have been looking for.
It's Graham Horn. Catalan 6, Hull Kingston Rovers 8, ahead by virtue of that penalty from Josh Mantellato. Tyrone McCarthy now. Another birthday boy. He was 27 last Tuesday, like Josh Mantellato, in fact. We're having a party in Perpignan after this one. I don't think they're rushing home. Long way to go yet before they can think about celebrating. Maurice Blair, who arrived as a standoff candidate. With the way Campese and Kelly have got it together, then Maurice Blair's operating in a different role in the centres on this occasion. Well, that ball slipped out of the hands of Fudebza, I think it was. Little kick over the top. Oof. Almost wrong-footed to Fouad Yaha.
Well, that was a sloppy end to the set. Campese puts it on the floor. I don't think it's touched Fouad Yaha.
Well, the referee's claimed that it was touched by the foot. I think he's going to ask for a confirmation. He certainly didn't touch any of the players out wide. It was the time when the challenge for the actual kick itself, it's there. And it does actually touch Zeb Taylor. So well spotted, Richard Silverwood.
Does he know about it, do you think, Stuart?
Zeb Taylor?
Yeah.
Oh, well, he's extended his foot. He knows there's a kick going in. I think
he's running.
Just playing
He's running. He's got to extend his foot.
He's running. He can't.
Well,
I'm not
from
sure
there,
he can do too much about that.
I think he's putting his foot in the way of the ball. He's got his hands out ready to charge. He knows that.
I don't think he is. I think he might be with the next foot. Anyway,
He's played at it.
he hasn't.
Okay.
This could go on.
Out.
Head and feed it is to Hull Kingston Rovers.
One, release it. Off the ball. Go
Cardass
on.
with the tackle. Here's Greg Burke now.
Two. Step
On a
back.
season-long loan from the Wigan Warriors, Burke, and will look forward, will be hoping to play against his club next week. But here, they're in the corner, and it's Ben Cockayne. Lovely sweeping move from Hull Kingston Rovers, right in front of those Robins fans. And Ben Cockayne crosses for his 4th try of the season.
Well, if Hull KR have enough field position, you know one thing, they're going to score some tries. And again, it's Albert Kelly that goes at the line. Ken Seo, well, it's a straight 2-on-1. Fabulous play, fabulous ball. A couple of the Catalan players just having a little look inside at what Kelly and what Campese are going to do. They've lost the focus, they've lost the sight of that man, Ben Cockayne, who scores the try, and Todd Carney, furious in the background.
Well, Ben Cockayne got 2 tries in the 50-20 win over the Dragons back in March. And he's on the score sheet against them again in this one. And the Catalan defence.
When we take a look at it, Bill, it's Matthias Parler.
Time off.
He doesn't work hard enough, possibly doesn't give enough communication to Fuad Yaha, who bites a bit in. Then the space is available for Ben Cockayne. We'll take a look at it. It's about letting things unfold. I know they were very close to the line. It's about letting things unfold and letting your inside defence cover you.
Pilato then. Out wide, composing himself. And this one looks, oh, look good. So close.
We'll take a look at it. Nice hands. Campese, you watch Matthias Parler. His eyes are always looking inside. And Fuad Yaha can't resist, bites in, and the space is available on the outside with Ben Cockayne.
So Hull Kingston Rovers lead by 12 points to 6. And they are playing with confidence. And as I said at the top, they've won 4 of the last 5.
Just look at the conditions. It absolutely suits Hull KR down to the ground. Say they throw the ball around. Said it before the game, they score an average of over 23 points a game. So they're a team that you don't want to give that field position to. Look at them, they'll just, even in yardage, they'll go from one side of the pitch to the other. With that man who's behind the play, the ball, Teddy Campese, whether it be short side or looking for that long shot.
Looking to go wide again now. They're sensing an opportunity here, but Graham Horn can't get the pass away cleanly. Ken Seo has to struggle to claim it, and in fact the referee blows for and knock on.
And that's sometimes the danger of playing that over-expansive play. But when you do make mistakes, you've just got to back it up with good defence.
I think they've done everything right until Graham Horn goes into contact and throws the ball on the floor. There's Michael Monaghan.
Get square.
Lauren Fresneau writing down some notes.
No, just you at the minute.
Half-time can be the most crucial part of the week because as a coach you're always planning for what might happen, so as soon as the game kicks off you can't do too much of that, or you can't do too much about that, but at half-time you can make some subtle changes to your team, give them some information and some game plan to try and change what's happening.
Todd Carney and Albert Kelly sharing a joke before that scrum was fed. Todd Carney will know a few people out there, including his former teammate Terry Campese from his Canberra days. And a high shot gives Catalan another penalty. They can't complain about the penalty calls they've had and the territory they've had.
And was this in the build-up to the last try when they conceded a couple of penalties, they dropped the ball, try and make amends? He's a big man, this Gadwan
Springer. He runs hard, definitely.
Second appearance, only his second appearance, Gadwan Springer. Made his debut against St Helens last year. So he's on the field. There he is now, Gadwan Springer.
I remember Steve Deakin telling me about him. He was playing for St Esteve, the feeder team for the Dragons, saying he's a real hard running forward.
And they get another penalty.
He's earned his side a penalty through trying to play the ball quicker than the defenders would let him.
So this is a great opportunity for the Dragons to hit back now. Garcia and Walker all over him. Here is Gadwan Springer, and he'll go for the line. He'll get over the line.
Definitely.
He stretched out and got the try off the bench. His first for the club, and the former St Esteve player makes an instant impact.
Well, I think this is his third touch of the ball. The Hull KR defenders don't know whether to get up and put pressure on him. As it is, the hooker 6 back, slips, loses his footing, and that's an exceptional finish. He slams that ball down. Let's have a look at it here. Outstanding work.
He's still got a hold of it.
Outstanding work, Bill. No dramas with that.
He's still got the glue on his hands as soon as he's come off the bench.
Well, Rovers will be kicking themselves there because they conceded the penalty. And would you suggest that was would you say that was a soft try?
Yeah,
all
off the
told.
mistake. Well, you've got to give credit to Catalan, haven't you, for scoring that try. Gadwan Springer in particular, who's come off the bench, he's made an impact. He's touched the ball, as Barry said, 3 times within the space of a minute, earned the side a penalty, got the field position and scores the try.
Well dodged. So Thomas Bosk with this relatively simple conversion for him to level the scores. 12 points apiece. Probably fortunate to be level, would you say?
Yeah, you would, and it's come off the back of another mistake from Hull KR, but you've got to give credit to this Gadwan Springer. Just look at this. He would have been looking and focusing on this game, knowing that he's been given an opportunity on the bench up against some big players for Hull KR, but scores the try and pleases that man, Laurent Fresneau, the Catalan coach.
12 points apiece then in Perpignan. There's another big bruising front row of the Dragons. Another young forward for them, Julien Bousquet.
It's a good day for the system. It's a good day for the system. You look at Springer, Garcia, Pelissier. There's some of the players on the bench. Fouad Yaha, all come through the system. So Catalan developing some youngsters.
It's that time of the going through that phase of the competition, isn't it? The changing of the guard, not just Catalan, Leeds as well.
But that's what we want to see in the game, to go on to that next level. You want your youngsters mixing with the good players. Could have been a shoulder charge from Pelissier.
He's just on the field.
He's like a wrecking ball, isn't he? He causes mayhem every set of 6.
Well, that occasion, I think it was
Garcia
causing mayhem. But
Garcia is one of my favourite players in Super League. He does not bother how big they are. He runs hard, hits hard. On that occasion, it was an illegal challenge. But the enthusiasm of the kick chase, I'm not sure about the tackle technique of Eloi Pelissier, but his enthusiasm is there.
But Bill, you were talking about some of the youngsters coming through the systems. All clubs in Super League, to go up there and be sustainable as a Super League side, you've got to produce your own. You can't keep chasing the biggest player at somebody else's club, because if you do that, you'll just keep overpaying.
Greg Burke plays the ball. And Blair couldn't take that pass. It's been picked up by Oldfield. Tried to get the pass inside to Escray. If he had done, Escray might have been away, but it didn't come off Cardas. It was, I think.
Yeah, simple mistake.
No, it was Escray, right first time.
Yeah, simple mistake. And it's a shame that ball didn't go to hand.
Dangerous player, Morgan Escray, but only the 2 tries so far this season.
Will we see his 50th try today? Only needs one to reach the half-century.
A run around, and Carney drifting across the field, tackled by Kensio. Zebtea. Half an hour gone, just over, in Perpignan. 12 points apiece. Julien Bousquet, and good run from him.
Good carry, right back up the guts.
Carney, short ball, finds Zebtea. 4 tackles gone. Carney once more. Gets the pass away, finds Elliot Whitehead. Whitehead with Maurice Blair clinging to his shirt tails. Can't make any progress. On the last now, it's a poor play the ball, and it's going to come to a sticky end for the Catalan Dragons unless Damien Cardas can do something with it. Chipped ahead by Pelissier, and comes off Kieran Dixon, but are they going to come back?
Well, they've had a couple of poor ends to the set 6. How much time has that man Todd Carney got?
It looked forward to me, that says. You know, it was a good line, and Elliot Whitehead runs that line 9 times out of 10, but a messy end.
They might yet get something out of it.
Well, it'll be Catalan ball at the scrum because Kieran Dixon put himself in the way of the ball, so he's been deemed to have played at the ball.
Not exactly deserved or played for.
I'm not sure he could have got out the way, to be fair.
But he has to put himself in that position because the ball is there, so that's how he's deemed to be played at the ball.
Here's Zebtea now. He's always looking, isn't he? Always looking to offload that ball. Don't worry, they're still arguing about that Kieran Dixon touch. Gadwin Springer now. Pelissier. Got to keep an eye on him. Carney, back for Elliot Whitehead, and Whitehead. No try in the last 3 games for him.
Good
Whitehead,
pressure.
he'll be looking.
Oh, yes.
Well, too much pressure.
Well, that was a shame. Laroya, the destroyer, got up quick.
I'd love to see where his feet are here, Kevin Laroya.
Where's that come from? Laroya the destroyer, why haven't we heard that
He's been
before?
working on it all week. He's had it in his mind since Monday.
Penalty for the Catalan Dragons, then another one for them. Hull Kingston Rovers getting caned in the penalty count, I think. And they could pay the price here. Whitehead gets the pass away. Bosk will get the ball away, and they're in the corner with Michael Oldfield. And Oldfield gets his 5th try of the season.
Well, you can put this down to Elliot Whitehead, can't you? He was in the dream team last year, the first time he'd been into it, but you just look at the balance, you look at the weight of this pass. It's not a hurried offload, it's more of a controlled offload to Thomas Bosk, who's coming down, and Michael Oldfield, as all good wingers do. When they're close to their opponent's line, he stays wide, he stays on the white line, and he goes in, knows he's got too much speed for Terry Campese, who's pushing up, but a good offload from Elliot Whitehead to set that field position up and to set that try up.
Michael Oldfield came back into the side against the Huddersfield Giants last week. After 4 games out. A bit of a council of war for the Rovers players there. Campese, the captain, just having a word. But they were 6-0 down. They got their noses in front, 12-6, and now Catalan, through that Oldfield try, lead by 16 points to 12. And Bosk, his most difficult conversion attempt so far. Out wide. First half coming to a close. And that penalty count, 7-3 in favour of the Catalan Dragons at the moment. So Bosk hoping to extend this Catalan lead. Oh, and like Mantellato, he's hit the woodwork. 16-12 the scoreline then. Bosk so close.
Well, 16-12, but I think it's still tight. A little bit grabby from Hull KR. Anytime you're on your goal line, stick your body in front of the attacking runners. And it's Terry Campese whose attempt is in vain when Michael Oldfield plants the ball down. I think he'll be disappointed with his effort. He allowed Elliot Whitehead to get that offload away.
Here is Morgan Escarade. Tough week for coming up for Hull KR. Back home, journey back home from this game, and then prepare for a trip to face the Wigan Warriors, a game you can see on Sky Sports as that ball was almost dropped by Garcia. Here's Elliot Whitehead. Whitehead will continue the Canberra connection. He'll be a Canberra player next year, going off to the NRL.
Good work from Greg Burke. Gave
That's
no
how it shuts him
time.
down, isn't it?
Yeah, gave no time to Todd Carney.
So they get the kick away, and Kieran Dixon fields it. Looks up, sees if there's any space he could exploit, but it's a good chase.
And again, look at you, talk about enthusiasm. 1 minute to go for half-time. It's Pelissier and Cardas. Well, there's a problem here with Dixon.
Yeah, I think, again, it's this tackle that puts a bit of pressure on the back of the neck, and I think I just heard Richard Silverwood say, can the video referee just have a look at this tackle? It's just the push down on the back of the neck there when he's in a seated position.
And the extra push from Pelissier, Stuart, when he comes in.
Well, that doesn't help the tackle. We'll probably get a better view of it from here. You know, well, I think the push is more down on the back than the neck. It's probably that bit at the end that's the problem.
The difficult ones to get out of them. Carnas is just trying to take the man to ground. I don't think there was anything untoward in that.
Well, looking at that angle, he was more pushing on the back. I think it's just the fact that the way he went down to the ground is causing a problem there.
Catalan determined not to allow Rovers to come back before half-time. And Greg Burke is there's a big hit on him. It's Springer and Busquet, the heavy mob.
Look at the size of them two. Busquet and Gadwan Springer. Look at that, brilliant. If you're going to run the ball in, you're not going to pick them two men out.
And that's what I was talking about, shoulder contact.
They've just monstered him, haven't they?
They've driven him back after contact. Fantastic work by the Catalan defence.
And although that ball came out backwards, the tackle was complete, and then he lost the ball, and that's why we've got the scrum.
So they've got just a few seconds, Catalan, to see if they can do anything with this possession, which has been earned by the good work from Busquet and Springer. Laurent Fraser-New, the coach with a bit of pressure on his shoulders. Here's Matthias Pala now. Carney scanning, Pala plays the ball. Carney, he'll kick ahead. They'll chase this one. Oh, Whitehead was looking for it, but it might come up for Dixon if Dixon could exploit it. Just the sort of opportunity that he loves. The hooter sounds. Last play of this half, and McCarthy is tackled. And a frantic end to the first half. It's been an exciting first 40 minutes as well. The game ebbing and flowing. At the break, it's the Catalan Dragons who are ahead by 16 points to 12, but Hull Kingston Rovers giving as good as they're getting in this contest, looking to maintain their great run of form, and they're still very much in it as we go into the second half. There's a huge night of live pay-per-view boxing coming up on Saturday, May the 2nd. Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao battle it out at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. For connected Sky customers, the easiest way to book this fight is with your remote controls. Simply go to channel 491 if you're an SD customer, and 492 for those with HD. Booking with your remote is the only way to add the event to your Sky planner, and you'll only be charged if you watch it. Cable customers should contact their operator for more details. Go to skysports.com/maypack. Quite a contest going on in Perpignan, with the Catalan Dragons leading Hull Kingston Rovers by 16 points to 12. A first try of his senior career for Gadwin Springer among those Catalan points. Blair and Cocaine and Josh Mantellato, the Hull Kingston Rovers point scorers, in what was Barry, a pretty even first 40 minutes.
And it was the ever-reliable Jason Biteri who gets the first try. Amongst the 3 Hull KR defenders, nobody is able to prevent Biteri putting the ball down. He's a little bit short, but momentum takes him over. First blood, 6-0 to the Catalan Dragons. And there was a no try that followed. A beautiful line from Elliot Whitehead, possibly a bit too much meat on that pass. But then it was the Robins who responded. 3 missed tackles and then a desperate attempt from Morgan Escaré. Can't stop Maurice Blair, who's playing in the centre today, from getting the Robins their first try of the afternoon. A little bit of footwork, but again, I think the Dragons will be disappointed with their efforts. Here's another no try. Albert Kelly, with 55 metres to run, gets a present of a pass from Henderson, and what outstanding work from Morgan Escaré, who's renowned for his try scoring, but on that occasion he denies the half-back his first try of the game.
Well, Hull KR seem to have all the pressure, and this was well constructed, especially from the halves. Terry Campese, Albert Kelly, good long ball to Albert Kelly. You could see the Catalan players just focusing on him, thinking that he was going to be that running option. And then Gadwin Springer, look at this, fabulous, good footwork, steps off his right foot. That's the 3rd touch in the minute that he's been on the pitch. And look at that, extends the ball out, grounds that on the white line, no problem with that at all. And then Michael Oldfield, well, he is the recipient of this. But just have a little look at the offload, the weighted offload from Elliot Whitehead when he goes into contact. Thomas Boss keeping himself alive. I said too much speed for Terry Campese on that occasion, Bill.
Well, Catalan, another significant scoreboard they're ahead in. They lead 16 points to 12, but the penalty count has been a problem for Hull Kingston Rovers, hasn't it?
It has, and I don't think we've seen too much of Todd Carney. A lot of the kicking has been taken by Boss, but Todd Carney, when he does try and implement himself in the game plan.
But the penalty count has been a problem,
I'll
hasn't it?
answer that question. He wanted to talk about Todd Carney. 7 penalties to 3, too many mistakes from Hull KR bringing the ball away, and that's what Chris Chester's going to be focusing on in those dressing rooms.
They could do with more from Todd Carney, though, couldn't they?
Yes, Bill.
I think that, well, it is only his 3rd of the pit. Well, if you 2.5 games before now, it's going to take him a while, surely. Only Leeds have won in Catalan so far this season. Hull Kingston Rovers very much in with a chance in Perpignan. Well, there's more Super League action coming up on Sky Sports next week. Thursday night, big game at the John Smith Stadium as Huddersfield Giants take on the Super League leaders, the Leeds Rhinos. 7:30 Sky Sports 2 for that one. And then on Friday, we're at the DW Stadium to see the Wigan Warriors take on Hull Kingston Rovers. That's at 7:30 on Sky Sports 3. Will it be a Rovers side with their tails up after a win in Perpignan? Well, they've got a bit of work to do. They trail at half-time by 16 points to 12. Catalan with their noses in front, but no way convincing at the moment, Terry.
No, it's been a bit of a leg up there by Hull KR, really, with those 7 penalties, with the mistakes that they've made close to the line, giving that field position to Catalan, and with people like Morgan Escaré and Todd Carney pulling the shots. That you can't do that, Bill, because we've talked about it before, it's a tough place to come down here. They've only been beaten by Leeds Rhinos this year, although the form's been not that good away from home.
So no doubt Chris Chester will be just advising his side to cut out the penalties, cut out the indiscipline, because they are very much in with a chance in this game.
And turn the ball over on our terms. They've got enough strike players, Hull KR, to score a lot of points, get back in front on the scoreboard. Well, very impressed with him, Springer. Big, powerful man. And they've not been able to probably control the bench when Catalan have sent on those interchanges.
Remember, both these sides missing key personnel, which is why the likes of Gadwin Springer are involved, why Dane Tilse has gone straight into action. Well, he probably would have done anyway, irrespective of the injuries they got, but straight off the plane, a couple of training sessions, and Tilse has been in the thick of it. And Rovers looking to go wide early on, and Blair committing the first error of the second half.
But that is the way that Hull KR play. When they bring the ball away, if they see something on, they'll have a little look up, Campese on the left or Albert Kelly on the right, and they'll throw that pass.
So what you're saying is Maurice Blair should not have been surprised that that ball was coming to him. It's a poor mistake.
It's easy to say expect the unexpected, but that's what you get with Hull KR, isn't it?
And the ball is in his hands. He's no real excuse for not collecting it.
Pelissier ducking down the short side and gets the pass away to Oldfield. Oldfield back infield to Whitehead, and immediately they're threatening. Then Whitehead goes into NFL mode.
Well, that's a let-off, that, because Campese and Blur thought the ball had gone infield. They switched off, and it was Pelissier who gets out from the back of the scrum.
Just make sure he's not offloaded it and then knocked back by Hull KR.
Richard Silverwood just wondering how the ball ended up going where it did.
It looked like Whitehead was actually going to try and pass the ball backwards. It was knocked dead by a Hull Kingston Rovers player, and this will probably show us. It looks like it's been knocked back by Hull Kingston Rovers on that, and dead, which would make it a goal line dropout.
Is it Boudebza?
I think it is, Barry, yeah.
The hooker. He comes and hits the right. There you go. Yep.
Good work from referee and his officials to clarify that.
That's it. Robert Hicks and Thierry Alibert in the box today, working well together.
But again, what's this, Bill? We talked about it. It's more pressure, isn't it? So first of all, the mistake. Now a repeat set of 6. It's not the start that Chris Chester would have been hoping from his side.
It could have been worse. Whitehead was on the rampage there.
And don't kick the ball straight to this man. Whoa. He's powerful.
He is. He is. Certainly not intimidated or afraid to run at some committed defenders. Good footwork again. Do enjoy watching Benjamin Garcia play.
The big men rumbling forward for the Catalan Dragons. Here's another one of them, Julien Bousquet. Wrestles himself free, and Pelissier will go for it. And Pelissier's over, and is dotting that ball down in the end, to the satisfaction of the referee, Richard Silverwood. And Eloy Pelissier had to surf over a couple of Rovers' bodies then before he could ground the ball, but he kept moving. And this 23-year-old hooker, irrepressible character, gets a great start for the Dragons in the second half.
Well, some powerful charges from the big man. It's with Gadwin Springer, then Garcia and Bousquet, who refuses to be put on the floor, and that's why on your goal line defence you need the correct spacing, you need everybody in tune and in sync in terms of where they've got to be and what they've got to do. And Pelissier, with some speed of thought and speed of action, sees the open spaces, and although he doesn't get the ball down on the first attempt, Chris James Green, should I say, is unable to clamp the ball, and he celebrates that try. That's an excellent start for the Dragons in this second half.
Maurice Blair, well, shake of the head from Maurice Blair, because he could probably go back to that first mistake, really.
The mistake, the repeat set. Again, Bill, we talked about it in the first half. That's what's led to the points for Catalan. Can this be a further 2 points now for Thomas Bosk?
Bosk, formality for him.
Well, this was a French set, wasn't it? Springer, then Garcia, then Bousquet, and then that man, Pelissier. Absolute quality. The homegrown talent have come up with that 6 points for Catalan.
Ask the former match official if Eloy Pelissier had actually belted that ball and made contact with Richard Silverwood before he'd awarded the try there.
Well, I think Richard Silverwood actually had a word with him after that try for actually kicking the ball into the crowd. It was probably because it was very close to him anyway, but had it hit him, I think he would have used a bit of common sense, Richard Silverwood, and told him not to miss a silly.
Has that ever happened to you, Stuart?
No. I just have big Kelvin Skerrett landing on top of me, so that was a different thing.
Nice lad, Kelvin.
The Catalan ahead by 22 points to 12. Not the start to the second half that Hull Kingston Rovers were looking for, but contributing to their own problems in that respect. But they've come back already in this game after that Catalan try similarly early in the first half, and Pellicier's lost that ball, and that's what you can get.
Well, there was a little bit of head contact. You watch this. When Pellissier goes into contact, Boudebza, of course, is a young Frenchman. They have a meeting of minds, so to speak.
We might not get to see it again, courtesy of the French television coverage.
That's one of the French touch judges. It's good to see them being involved down there.
It looks like Dane Tilse ready to come back into the fray for Rovers, who then get head and feed after that incident.
They need him. I think young Springer, Garcia, they're just running over the Hull KR forwards at present. They need a bit of steel in the middle.
There's Tyrone McCarthy playing the ball. Burke. Tilse gets an offload away, and it finds Boudebza. French international.
He's playing hooker now. Tilse.
No way to get down, isn't it? Little kick and ricochets, and it's retrieved well by Kelly.
Well, there's a foot race between him and Todd Carney. Is it back to one? I think it is. It's been waved away by Richard Silverwood.
James Green, the former under-23 player of the year at Hull Kingston Rovers, James Green. Come on a lot. Here's Maurice Blair, and Blair has lost that ball, and it's picked up by Michael Oldfield, and then frustration.
That's poor, that Bill. He made a mistake, lost control of the ball, and then gives away a needless penalty, doubling up his negative actions.
Sorry, Barry, it's his second mistake in this second half. So he makes that, the tackle's complete from Josh Mantelaro there, and there's no need for that. It's just more pressure that he's putting his teammates under. If you make the mistake, maybe come up with a powerful shot, try and dislodge the ball. Don't give a penalty away like that.
Frustration, though, from Hull KR, and particularly from Maurice Blair.
Well, it is, but we saw what he could do in the first half when he scores that try, and probably frustrated with himself.
He's a much better player than that, I'm sure. When he collects his marbles and settles down a little bit, he'll realise he has to be positive in his actions for his team.
Catalan driving forward again with the big men, and now Alain Pellissier pops the ball over the top, and that's what they'll do, shoot themselves in the foot, and Ken Seo snaps up the invitation.
Well, when you're playing at hooker, you'll always go after one of your forwards. There's one that play the ball, and whether it be Garcia, first of all, who gets that quick play of the ball. And is there a penalty here? Thomas Bosk offside.
Thomas Bosk.
Just couldn't get back the 10, trying to get off the line and put pressure on Hull KR.
And that's the break Rovers wanted. Catalan have had the better of this second half so far. Green, I think it is, with the bloody nose. Laroyer now. No consideration for former teammates as he drove that ball in and similarly responded to. Dane Tilse. Kelly. Dixon joining in the line. Taya makes the tackle. Carney likewise. 3 tackles gone as Kelly probing, looking for an opening. Tilse hits the deck, and the ball has come up for Catalan. A little knock on there.
Another mistake from Hull KR. But at least it's in the other team's half now. It's not near their own line. You can see a couple of the Hull KR players now trying to jump the line. Don't try and solve the problem yourself. Make sure you talk to the man next to you. Keep that line intact. I've been very impressed with the bench. Catalan's bench has been the difference in this game, Bill.
Well, Hull Kingston Rovers with Greg Burke, James Green, Aaron Ollett and Sonny Esselmont starting from their bench because of the absentees. The likes of Sean Lunt, little chip kick over the top. Bosk it is. Oh, we've seen him do that before and get away with it, but he couldn't on that occasion. And then he caught a stray arm as he was chasing the ball.
I think it's Kieran Dixon. It seemed to be a trailing arm. Yeah, the ball's nowhere near.
I've got you now, I've got you.
The ball's nowhere near, and Kieran Dixon takes him out. That should be a straight penalty, Stuart, should it?
Well, it should be.
Yeah, yeah.
You have some sympathy with Kieran Dixon. He was expecting Boss to pick that ball up and was going in for the tackle. Looks like he was trying to pull out of it, but he has tackled him without the ball in the end.
Boss did that against Harlequins, I seem to recall a while back. Chip over the top, it came off.
I think he then regathered it and chipped again, if memory serves me right, yeah. So he's got that in his toolkit.
Tackle, guys.
Maybe hasn't got the pace. Well, no, he's
continuing with the play of the ball.
Yep. Just possibly having a word with Kieran Dixon, who's not a malicious player.
Go, one.
So can Hull Kingston Rovers just settle into the second half, because they haven't really. We had 10 minutes. Gadwin Springer taking a well-earned breather. He's been impressive, but here's an impressive run from Leroy. Gets the pass away, and there is Dixon. He's back on his feet. He's going to go in under the posts, and Rovers hit back again. And Kieran Dixon, who, well, came close to being penalised a moment ago, if some people have had their way.
Well, they'll be happy that Springer's off the line, but what about the footwork from Kevin Leroy? And again, you can just see that unders line. He just goes infield just enough to take the pressure away from Dixon, from Morgan Escare. Just have a little look at the angle of his run. He comes across, he steps into the field, he just pulls Morgan Escare, gets him interested in the tackle, and then Kieran Dixon that close to the line. You're going to have to be really quick to prevent him from scoring this. Well, back into this game now.
Fourth try of the season for Kieran Dixon.
All right, Rob.
One of the new faces at Hull Kingston Rovers this season, and Dane Tills, you can see him there wearing number 32, the 15th debutant for Hull Kingston Rovers this season. To have put it together, to have that sort of turnover and have a side that is in the top 8 going into this game, that's good work, isn't it?
And the last 5 games, we talked about it before, they've won 4 of them, beating Saints,
4 of the 5, yeah.
Huddersfield in those games.
Mantellato, another one of those new recruits. 2 more points for him, and they're not going to go away.
You just get the feeling in this game that the team that plays with some composure and settles down and starts concentrating and focusing on the percentages, knocking some sets out, getting to the last tackle, handing the ball over on their terms, can start to build and apply some pressure to their opposition. It's a wonderful try from Kieran Dixon after a defence splitting angled run by Kevin Leroy, but it's going to be the little things that will determine the winner of this game.
Ironic that their own player Kevin Leroy should be the architect of that try. Made 22 appearances for the Dragons before moving to England in the loan deal, now extended loan deal, Leroy, and he's been a good acquisition.
He was very good last year, wasn't he? As well, Kevin Leroy.
Played for Toulouse in the Championship, which has aided his development when Toulouse were in the Championship. Here he is now, gets a good offload away to Dixon, and Rovers now just a little bit of confidence coming into their play. Ben Cockayne, and Cockayne upended. Henderson, 2, shall we say, feisty characters
2 competitors.
Yes.
I was just thinking that. I was just watching that play the ball then. Ben Cockayne and Ian Henderson. I said that Henderson was the most competitive player on the pitch. I think that Ben Cockayne would give him a good run for his money.
Well, hang about Eloy Pelissier then. Where would you put him?
Third, but I'd give them 2 joint first.
Catalan leading by 22 points to 18. Matthias Palla, tackled by McCarthy. Here's Jason Botteri, whose try got the ball rolling in terms of point scoring early in the game. Here is Henderson. Henderson finds Zebtea. Taya trying to use his footwork, in the end uses his strength to just throw the challenger aside. Cocaine with the tackle.
The Cook Island sidestep, that's called.
Carney gets a pass away, ricochets, comes to Whitehead. Whitehead gets the ball to Garcia, and Garcia, what footwork from the number 18. What a try from Benjamin Garcia. If it is a try, not awarded yet.
Well, I'd be amazed if it didn't go upstairs. Definitely take a look at the offload from Todd Carney and how that ball came loose. But wonderful footwork, as I say. He's my favourite player, Benjamin Garcia.
No try. Possible knock-on. The same Morgan Ascari.
A possible knock-on from Morgan Ascari. I was surprised that he gave no try, because he certainly seemed to be quite happy for it to continue from there.
Possible knock-on.
It's the Dragons.
So I think, is it this one? No, I think it was before there. It seemed to come off the back of a Hull Kingston Rovers player going through. So we'll probably see from this angle. Is it Todd Carney?
It does hit.
He tries
the
to
back
pass it, and
of Laroya.
It hits Laroya. So I think that's going to be play on, because he does pass the ball backwards, and that's all he has to do. So he goes round the back. It hits the back of Kevin Laroya, then travels forward, and then from there, I think everything's straightforward.
Is it Boudebza that might get a bit of a touch on it as well?
Now you can see he's clearly passing the ball backward there, and it hits Laroya on the back. So I think this will certainly be overturned. All Todd Carney has to do is to pass the ball backwards, and he does that. The fact that it comes off Laroya is irrelevant. That should be play on from there.
Was Richard Silwood about to signal?
Well, I thought he was going to give the try with the time it was taken, and certainly the distance it runs, you would think that the only option would be, in his mind, a try, with it happening so far out. So I think this will be given as a try, and the second one overturned for the day.
And a great try it was as well from Benjamin Garcia. Richard Silwood just explaining to Terry Campese exactly how that came to be. This was it.
Well, here's the break, half break from Zeb Taya. And from this field position, it's a disjointed line from Hull KR. As you've mentioned it a couple of times, with players some up, some back, and that's the reason Todd Carney goes back inside. You take a look there, Laroya gets up, puts pressure on Todd Carney, who somehow finds an offload, and that's fantastic footwork from the front row of Garcia. And it just nudges Catalan a little bit further forward.
Bosca's kicked 3 from 4 so far, and this one should present him with not too many problems. 28-18 the scoreline now in the Dragons' favour. They can't get away. Rovers keep coming back.
Neither team can put this game to bed, and just look at this left foot step. Fabulous finish, but good work again from Elliot Whitehead. Set up 2 tries from that offload, the powerful back rower, and for Garcia just to push up. When you play with people who can offload the ball, you've got to make sure that you know the strengths and weaknesses of the people around you, and Garcia on that occasion knew Elliot Whitehead's strength.
Catalan going into this game 10th in the table. This is an opportunity for them to start moving upwards. Here's Fouad Yaha. He's a no-nonsense, from the no-nonsense school of wingery, shall we say.
It's Gerald Cordell.
Well, he's his dad, or I beg your pardon, he is the nephew of Baghdad Yaha, who, as you remember, played for Paris in the first Super League season in 1996. Here is Elliot Whitehead, contributed to that last try. Played to the whistle. Then crossfield kick. But that's comfortably dealt with by Ben Cocaine, and he's racing to get back to that 20-metre line.
Well, they need to up the tempo of this game now. Hull KR. That was a fabulous set of 6. All came about from the run from Zeb Taylor, who got them going forward, kicking on the front foot, and then Hull KR players now need to get behind this ball, bring it forward, and bring it forward with some direct running.
Rovers feeling they could have had a penalty there as Walker attempted to play the ball. Referee said he was diving forwards. Now then, here's Maurice Blair. Good defence that time. And it was Bosk with the tackle. He must have heard you in the first half when you were caning him for his defensive efforts.
No, well, I'm sure that he knows last week that he's got to step it up. He's got to be better defensively, because if you're playing a game and you make so many mistakes one week, the opposition's going to go at you the following week.
Kelly hoists another kick. Batted backwards, but it's going to come up for the Catalan Dragons and for Zeb Taylor. He's always looking, wherever he is on the field. It's instinctive, isn't it?
He's a fabulous player, Zeb Taylor. And, you know, it only takes one little thing from one of your teammates to lift you. Whether it be the run from him that led to that good field position, the last set of 6, or whether it be an Elliot Whitehead offload. Even the wingers are getting in now, doing that hard work in the middle.
It's Oldfield who was joining in, and then Escaré almost found himself a bit of space there with putting his foot to the ground, and then him and Boudebza, fellow French internationals, going toe-to-toe. Henderson looking for somebody to go toe-to-toe with. Whitehead.
Anybody will do.
Preferably in an opposition shirt.
Not necessarily. His own shadow will do.
Kicks down the side of the field, and Dixon claims it as it sits up in front of him and then drifts across the field. Kieran Dixon. Cocaine.
Release, squad up, Ben.
Elmer with the tackle.
Go, 2.
Kensio.
On the outside backs all touching the ball early on in this set of 6, and they made some good meters as well.
And it just gives the big fellas time to breathe some air in, then they can put efforts like that together.
Walker doing well. He was determined to stand his ground despite Elliot Whitehead being all over him. Kevin Leroy couldn't get that pass away. Blair was hoping. Campese directing operations. Still time for Hull Kingston Rovers to get their way back into this game, and the ball is batted down on. It's batted down into Catalan hands.
Well, he thought that Albert Kelly thought that Kensio was just sitting in a pocket. He gets a control pass away.
Well, it was a better kick now. It was a better kick than it resulted in.
And it was a good catch here from Kelly.
Exactly. He told his teammates where he was going to put it, Campese. Kelly bats the ball back, volleyball style, and there was a miscommunication, and then a penalty ensued from Ben Cocaine.
Ben Cocaine, another one of the fiery characters out there.
They're all on shore.
No, you're lying in the ruck. He's not doing it on purpose. He's trying to get up to play
Just
the ball.
wouldn't leave go, and Ben Cocaine then he takes exception. Here, runs at Parler.
Well, I think what's happened there is that Ben Cocaine's trapped his leg behind, and as Parler's trying to get his leg loose, he catches him with his foot, and he takes exception to that. Let go of him the first time, that doesn't happen.
It's easy to say that when you're not getting belted, though.
Move down, Dean! Back, keep your composure,
Remy Casti
right.
back
Go,
on the fields as Catalan look in the final quarter of this game
Go, 2.
to see off the Hull Kingston Rovers challenge, but
Albert Kelly
as
with a
long
big
as they
shot.
make mistakes like that, there's hope.
He's defended really well
Do you know
tonight, Albert Kelly.
Bazzi can hit him.
Yeah.
Time off.
I've no doubt, Tez, but as I was saying in the first half, get your body in front of a bigger attacking player, and Albert Kelly, who's done everything right today, been one of the better performers for Hull KR, I think.
He misses some Albert Kelly, but he does get his body in front of some of those bigger players. He's got very good tackling technique. Gets underneath him, drives him into the ground. Well, 20 minutes to go here, Bill. 10 points behind.
Go, 1,
can still see Hull KR winning this game.
I can. They've got a reasonable record on this ground. One of the better records of visiting teams, Hull Kingston Rovers. The Dragons have won just 5 of 9 at home against the Robins. And last season it was a battle all the way, 37-24.
Tackle 3, held.
And this year at Hull KR,
50-20.
Yep, they blew them away, didn't they, in that second half.
Go, 3.
That was the weekend, I think, that Leeds got 43 points, didn't they? And they come back against Hull FC, and it kind of overshadowed what Hull Kingston Rovers had done against the Catalan Dragons, which wasn't far behind.
Cool.
And that's a great take as well,
wasn't it? They're keeping it alive. Kelly, prominent in the last few minutes. Graham Horn on the last now. Campese has his hands on the ball, puts the kick in. Carney saw that one coming and heads for Canet Plage.
And Ben Cockaigne comes off the wing, he goes inside, he's telling Campese to kick that ball. Look at the balance again from Albert Kelly. But he tells Campese to kick the ball back against the grain, and he'd be there, and that's what forces the goal line dropout.
I agree with both of you. I think Hull KR have got the winning of this game, but it's the small things they need to focus on. A correct decision, a really smart play by Terry Campese, who earns his side another set of 6.
Okay, Thomas.
Thomas Bosch just taking his time, composing himself before he launches that goal line dropout, and Kelly collects. And Aaron Ollett, unleashed from the bench, steaming onto that ball, making up for lost time while he sat there waiting to get involved. McCarthy, good offload from him. His 22-year-old Aaron Ollett again. Been on the bench for 4 of the last 5 games. Kelly, promising, very promising. He's forward. Cockaigne furious.
Forward pass.
Bites his tongue.
Well, the COA, he does everything. He skips to the outside. He draws in Yaha. He gets the ball away to Cockaigne, but the referee, Richard Silverwood, straight away blowing for that forward pass.
Player down on his haunches at this juncture is Ian Henderson.
Again?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Do you know, he always gets injured near his
It's
own
a
line
nasty
when they're under
ailment
pressure.
he has, that,
doesn't
it?
he? Always gets injured near his own line when they're under pressure.
Back 10. Go, 1.
Very experienced campaigner, Ian Henderson. 32 years of age, birthday boy. And a penalty, just what they needed. Kevin Leroy, I think the player picked out.
Pull the ball out.
Yeah. There it is, a little strip from Whitehead, but Ian Henderson, you talked about, he's been at the club for 5 years. He's very durable. He's played in the halves for them. He leads by example week after week.
This is his 27th game in a row.
Yeah.
10-4 the penalty count in favour of Jérôme Guisset's Catalan side, and he looks up to Laurent Freysinou, stands arms folded in that box at the back of this main stand at the Stade Gilbert Brutus. Casti is accused of diving by the referee as he looked for the penalty there. Good defence.
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with that shot from Leroy on Thomas Boston. He was committed.
And again, Rovers know that this is a crucial phase, because if Catalan maybe get another try on the board here, then they might be beyond them.
Yep, and they'll jump them in the league ladder as well. So, valuable 2 points on offer in this game.
Escaré dinks a kick into the corner. It's that is a good kick. Zebter just disputing that, but the referee said that's a restart on the 20.
Well, Kieran Dixon, I think what the referee's saying, that his feet were out of the field of play when he catches that ball, so he takes that ball dead. Is that right, Stuart?
That's what he attempted to do. Whether he actually did it,
Did he achieve it?
it would be.
We will never know.
It'd be good to see.
Well, it's a good break for Rovers. That's a good break from Cockaigne. And Cockaigne pushing Elmer away. and Elmer is penalised. Hang on, this list is growing because there's another one there, Olivia Elmer.
There is. I think I'd put him on the list as well as a competitor. Using the rules more like guidelines.
Yeah, I wonder where he learnt that. Well, it's his Rovers coming forward with Tyrone McCarthy and Catalan. No means comfortable in this, and they concede another penalty, and Henderson is the man penalised. Catalan, under pressure. Kelly can't take the pass.
No, if it's a softed offload, that's a try.
It's first tackle. I know, again, it's easy from the commentary box to say should not have thrown that offload. They maybe got a call from Albert Kelly. Those are the small margins that games are won and lost. And Adam Walker, who's had a good game, has tried really hard, but perhaps might have been better spent keeping that ball in and keeping possession for his side.
And as predicted, the rain falling in Perpignan.
The ball security is paramount now for Catalan. And is that a mistake?
Looked like it was. But is it going to be another penalty in favour of Catalan? And Hull Kingston Rovers can't believe that. Ball steal again, says the referee.
Well, you've got to be physical when you play the game of rugby league. And when some big man's running at you, you've got to make sure that you get your body in front, you come up with a good initial contact. But on that occasion, it was just too much. The temptation to strip that ball.
Frustration growing for Hull Kingston Rovers. The penalty count mounting against them. Is that 11-4, Stuart?
11-6 it is now.
11-6.
They've got a couple back. I will say, though, that Richard Silverwood's done pretty well with this. It's been a frantic game and a lot of decisions to make, and, you know, he's made most of them correctly.
Well, here comes Elliot Whitehead now. Whitehead, tackled by Maurice Blair, but gets the pass away to Michael Oldfield. Catalan looking for the try that would make this a lot more comfortable for them in the face of a really determined Hull Kingston Rovers performance. They've given it everything, but here they are under pressure and conceding the try that will surely decide this one. Elliot Whitehead is over, and Whitehead, who's gone without a try in the last 3 games, breaks his personal little drought and gets his 6th try of this campaign.
But again, Bill, what's it come off? It's come off the back of a penalty at the other end of the pitch. Michael Oldfield, he's under pressure under 3 men, gets up, plays the ball, but Elliot Whitehead, look at that, runs up into a hole. He's a tremendous talent, Elliot Whitehead, but again, Todd Carney, he runs at Terry Campese, gets him interested, and then as soon as he gets him interested, that's when the ball's on. It's a well-timed pass, it's a well-timed run from Elliot Whitehead, and I think that could be game, set, and match.
Off to play in the NRL next season, Elliot Whitehead, and credits the Catalan Dragons with a big step in his development. It's a good move from him, no disrespect to the Bradford Bulls, but for Whitehead, the move that he made, the
would have forced him
experience
to
he's
grow.
got.
Obviously, he's away from his safety network in terms of his family and friends. He's had to go out there, learn a new language, embrace a new culture, and obviously a new way of playing with the Catalan side, but he's done incredibly well.
And he'll be teaming up with a former Rovers player, of course, next season, Josh Hodgson, Canberra.
Yeah, he will be. And last year in Super League, he was probably one of the standout back rowers, wasn't he? He played for England at the end of the year. He was selected for the dream team.
Top try scoring forward. Yeah. And that takes him to 6 for the season. And as the rain falls in Perpignan, Thomas Bosk has missed with that one. He has. 32-18 the scoreline. And Chris Chester, Willie Poaching up in the stands. Well, sensing that maybe this one has got away from them when perhaps they had the chances.
Well, it came from an offload. As we see here, Todd Carney, who's influencing the game, has been minimal, but when he's applied himself and when he's got involved, it's had class written all over it. Wonderful line and a good finish from Elliot Whitehead. Probably takes this game away from the Robins.
It's coming up to 10 minutes to go in Perpignan. One more game to go in this round, Salford against Castleford on Sunday, and then we're into another weekend of Super League as Huddersfield Giants take on the Leeds Rhinos. 7:30 next Thursday in round 13 on Sky Sports 2. And on Friday, Hull Kingston Rovers got to dust themselves down and head for Wigan. Friday, 7:30, Sky Sports 3 for the Warriors against the Robins. Olivia Ellimer grimacing in pain on the ground.
Again, it's that similar tackle where he's been sat down and some pressure from behind. Is it on the neck? Well, it's certainly a grapple round the neck from Leroy.
I don't think there's any pressure on the back of the neck. I agree with you, Leroy had his arm around his neck, but I don't think there's any pressure when he goes down onto the floor. He's under pressure from Horn and Leroy.
Again, I think the pressure's more coming on the back than anything else.
The rain pouring down in Perpignan, reminiscent of a night when we travelled to that part of France and arrived in warm sunshine, and then the heavens opened, and one or two of us were not prepared for such a dramatic change in climatic conditions, were they, Terry?
I remember some of us going down in shorts and flip-flops. Bill, I think it was Steve-O actually. Well, this won't help Catalan, but it will help Hull KR. Todd Carney kicking the ball out on the full shake of the head. Just trying to get the ball off the island, buying a bit of time and just letting that clock tick down.
But only the third appearance, and the third full appearance for Todd Carney.
Without Scott Giroux as well, when those two players are together, we've already talked about, I think it's 2.5 games they've played together. It's not enough.
Sonny Esselmont off the bench. Just one previous Super League appearance, and that was against Catalan Dragons, in fact, last September for Esselmont. Another one of the youngsters out there, 21 years of age.
And I've seen Connor Robinson run in the water as well. He was named in the 19-man squad, so again, some good work being done at Hull KR in the development system.
Well, they're getting games at, well, now Newcastle. And Coventry, Connor Robinson's, I think, had a bit of experience at Coventry Bears. Campese thumps that one high into the air. That's a difficult one. It's going to bounce in no man's... Well, it won't bounce kindly for Todd Carney. Now then, Carney gets the ball inside to Escaré, but good tracking back by Ben Cockayne to make the tackle when Escaré was threatening.
Well, weren't they lucky to get away with that? None of the Catalan players attempted to catch that ball. Rather let it bounce, and then it comes up for Todd Carney, who just pins back the ears.
Casti. Laurent Frazen will be relieved to come out of this with the win, actually, when he looked at the injury problems going into it. Anderson and Giroux pulling out on the morning of the game, and then Willie Tonga picking up an eye infection and having to piece together virtually a three-quarter line. And a kick is a good kick.
And we talked about it on Friday in warm-up with Brian Carney. They've been under some pressure, and Laurent Frazen, who has been under some pressure. They've been desperate to get Todd Carney back on the pitch, and his influence, although there's a good shot on the photographer, his influence, I must admit, I thought Hull KR would have enough in this game. I thought they'd go over and take the 2 points and put in a good performance as well, but it hasn't gone that way, and it's been the Dragons who've been the better of the two sides.
And they'll maintain this home record that's and then the ball is lost and comes up for the Catalan Dragons. I think it was Walker who spilled it. You can see how bad the conditions are. Ben Cockayne, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, very difficult. It's hard to tell on your TV screens, but the rain is teeming down, and it makes any rugby league ball very slippery. And sometimes you're better off putting two hands around it.
Well, Catalan going into this game with back-to-back defeats and pretty heavy back-to-back defeats as well. Certainly being nilled at Wigan is heavy, and then Huddersfield did a pretty good job on them. So this is an important win for this Catalan Dragons side. Still haven't cured their travel sickness, and they're still not looking like the side that many people are anticipating this season, a side that could challenge for a top 4 place. As it is, they're struggling to get out of the bottom 4. Henderson, Catalan looking for a try that will put the icing on the cake for them. Casti, Henderson, here is Cardas, Kevin Leroy, who's had a strong game coming back to his home country for the Hull Kingston Rovers team with a crossfield kick. Zebtea will challenge for it, and it comes up for Ken Seo.
He's lucky that, is it Garcia or Busquets who comes up with the tackle? Because if Ken Seo gets in the clear, he's got some speed, probably one of Hull KR's quickest players. This has been a good defensive effort. Going into this game, we were talking about it earlier, Barry and I, saying about how many points they conceded, Catalan. Only Wakefield conceded more. They give the penalty away, bit of a lifeline to Hull KR, but I think the thing that's going to beat them now is the clock. Final 5 minutes. Can they finish with a try, though?
Penalty conceded
for the high shot from Remy Casti then.
They could have done with this earlier in the game. Instead, they were conceding penalties. Here's Adam Walker. Horn serves the ball up for Greg Burke. Here's Kelly, and how important, talking of Kelly, how important was that tackle by Morgan Escaré in the first half on Albert Kelly, when Rovers were in the ascendancy.
Morgan Escaré was dropped last week as well. He's come back into the side. And he's had a bit of a shake as well. He's had his coach question whether he deserves to be in the team. Well, he's certainly answered that today.
Walker, Horn, still defiance from this Hull Kingston Rovers side, but Carney couldn't pick that ball up. And he still can't pick it up. And he and former colleague Campese, they go back fair way to their NRL days. Just still some humour left in the contest, but not much for Rovers to smile about.
Yeah, when they played at Canberra together. Two very intelligent players, but it's all gone Todd Carney's way, the Catalan number 6. You know what, Terry Campese and all, it's not been their day today. Things that they've tried haven't come off, and obviously some of the urgency that Catalan have showed in defence, and as you say, from that Morgan Escaré tackle early on in that first half.
And Henderson and Campese having a discussion off the ball.
Oh, interesting carry.
Aaron Ollett plays the ball. Horn gets the pass away. Coming across the field with Ben Cockayne, and Cockayne gets the kick away, and it's come up for Montalato. He'll squeeze in the corner, but we'll have to go to the video ref to confirm that. Referee Richard Silverwood pretty certain that he's got the try, grounding and offside.
Well, it certainly ended up with a Hull Kingston Rovers player who was in front of the kicker, but was it played at by the Catalan player, which might have put him onside. No, I think he's all right. I think he's actually behind the ball there, Kieran Dixon, when the ball is actually kicked. So I don't think this will be an issue. Certainly I don't think there's anything wrong with the grounding there. Montalato gets in. So it's when he actually kicks the ball, he certainly ends up in front of him. Well, I think it's difficult to say. It's very close. The referee's awarded the try, so I think it'll be difficult for a video referee to disallow that. So I think this will give 4 points to Montalato. As I said, certainly nothing wrong with the grounding. That looks fine in the corner. This will just confirm it. Plenty of room to the touchline. Good grip on the ball. And that's a try.
Thierry Alibert And Robert Hicks, the video refs, waiting to just confirm that Josh Mantolato try. His 4th of the season. And Hull Kingston Rovers, right to the end, showing their defiance, but going away empty-handed.
Well, Kieran Dixon it is, who puts himself in the right place, and Josh Mantolato, the former Wyong Kangaroo, does an exceptional job, gets down nice and low, puts the ball out in front of him, two-handed grip on the ball, and gets 6 points for his team.
And he has landed the conversion from the sideline, Josh Mantolato. 2nd on the Super League goal-kicking charts. But a shake of the head from him, and I think it's what might have been for Rovers in this game, maybe.
I think it all goes back to that first half, and they know that the players, you don't need to tell them where they've failed in this game. But look at this for a kick. That's absolutely fabulous, isn't it? You score 4 points, and you know that give the ball to that man there in your screen. He's going to soon turn it into 6.
37-24 last season between these two sides, 32-24 in this one. Big hits. And Sonny Esselmont felt that. Garcia and Whitehead with the tackle on him.
Look at them hunting. And you know, that goes through a team. As soon as one of your teammates comes up with one shot, it's just like a surge. Everyone else trying to outdo each other.
Mantolato gets the pass away to Blair, who manages to stay in the field of play despite Bosk's attentions. But the time running out for Hull Kingston Rovers. Horn.
He's been a good player in him over his time. He's played every position on the pitch apart from fullback. Incredible.
Graham Horn in his 13th Super League season. Little kick ahead. One for Kensio to chase, but the ball's going to beat him.
Just one bounce in the infield, that's what they needed. It was on from Cockayne. Unfortunately, Kensio can't get there.
Zebtea and the Catalan players relieved, no doubt, to have got this win after those defeats at Wigan and Huddersfield, to come home, albeit in the rain in Perpignan, and get the win.
Whether it be the sunshine and it's snowing, it raining, 2 points are 2 valuable league points, and it's mission accomplished. Again, the home record for this club still stays strong, still intact. Only Leeds to come down here and beat them this season.
Had a good Easter, Catalan, but they still have work to do if they're to live up to people's expectations. Carney's pass ricochets, picked up by Matthias Palla. Palla gets the ball in field, and Kelly picks it up. The hooter sounds, final action of the game, and Catalan looks a relief on their faces, I think. Young debutants, Fouad Yaha has played his part in this win, and the Catalan supporters celebrating in the end, because Hull Kingston Rovers pushed them all the way. 32-24, the final score. 6 different try scorers for that Catalan Dragons side, including Gadwin Springer on his second appearance for the club. A crucial try for that was for the Catalan Dragons. A big start it was from them at the start of this second half, and Gadwin Springer played his part in that.
Fouad Yaha, Gadwin Springer and Benjamin Garcia, all products of the club, and they've had a good afternoon. It's been a good, accomplished performance.
Well, there you go. This just means one game left to go. These are the results so far. 22-40 on Thursday night between Wakefield and Wigan, and Friday we saw Huddersfield beating Hull FC 24-4, and Warrington becoming only the second side to beat Leeds this season. 29-10 the scoreline there, and St Helens doing a pretty comprehensive job on the Widnes Vikings, 34-16. Salford playing Castleford on Sunday, of course, so that game. Rovers and the Tigers, and gone to 7th in the table. Castleford can do something about that tomorrow when they travel for their game against the Salford Red Devils. And that is it. That rounds up round 12. 3 o'clock at the H.A. Bell Stadium on Sunday. Salford Red Devils take on the Castleford Tigers. And that will wrap up round 12. Round 13 we can look forward to, and we've got Huddersfield Giants against the Leeds Rhinos. So Leeds licking their wounds. Rovers beaten in Perpignan by 32 points to 24 in a battling performance. Catalan, after a run of 2 defeats in a row, relieved to get a win that they really had to work for. Goodbye.